Making jokes about stockbrokers in the 1920s tragically jumping out of windows in tall buildings just isn't funny, even if they bounce. Though actually it can be funny, and it was funny, even back in 1929. Not the bouncing part, I made that up. Trustworthy again, whether you like it or not, with another vital historical fact. And no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do another plug for my new book, Son of a Bitch. It's about a dysfunctional family, and it is available right now at bookbaby.com. The story of the great stock market crash in 1929, of course, includes Wall Street stockbrokers jumping out of buildings, which, by the way, is why trampoline-style awnings were invented, which didn't really save any lives because the jumpers often bounced back higher than the original window. No, that's not true. I made that up too, and that's the sort of joke that should not be encouraged. Except it was jokes that made people think the phenomenon of suicide was so predominant when it really wasn't. Economist John Kenneth Galbraith, in his book The Great Crash of 1929, said the suicide wave is part of the legend of 1929. In fact, there was none, he said. He reported that the number of suicides in the United States in October and November of 1929 was among the lowest of any month that year. So where did this legend or rumor start? One speculation is that Winston Churchill, who was a reporter at the time, was staying in New York City, and he said, "Under my very window, a gentleman cast himself down 15 stories and was dashed to pieces." But that suicide may not have had anything to do with the crash. Well, after Churchill's statement, there were a lot of jokes about stockbrokers jumping out of windows. Vaudeville comedian Eddie Cantor, who actually lost money in the crash, joked that when he requested a 19th floor room at a New York City hotel, the clerk asked him, "What do you want it for, sleeping or jumping?" And American humorist Will Rogers, a very funny guy, he's dead now, but when he was alive, he was funny. He said when Wall Street took that tailspin, you had to stand in line to get a window to jump out of. There was even an arcade game in which the object was to catch suicidal investors falling from the sky. As an historical aside, someone on my cousin Carl's side of the Woody family jumped out a window in 1929, but it was from a one-story home. So the next time you admonish someone for their dark sense of humor, I forgot what I was going to say.